Well, that was Not Was, Spy in the House of Love. And he's still singing it in my ear, which is very, very irritating. So I'm going to talk over him. Oh, it's one of my favourite songs that doesn't actually stop. There you go, they stopped. They stopped for me, they heard me. Was Not Was there. Fantastic. As I said, my name's Kerry Souter, I'm here till 12, and this is a very exciting day because I have my first guest in. I have Mr. Carl Denham.
All right.
Hello.
Yeah. How you doing? You okay?
I'm good, thank you. I'm very nervous, as you know, about having my first guest. But
thank you for having me.
I'm very relieved that it's you because obviously I know you. I have gigged at the same places as you because you are, like me, a fellow local comic and also a promoter and an MC, or compere as you call it. Bit posher than
Do
MC.
I call it comparing?
Yes, you do.
Hosting sometimes. I say a host sometimes.
So MC's not in your vernacular.
MC's alright, but it makes me sound like a rapper, and then I worry that people are disappointed that I'm not not dropping any mad rhymes.
You are all of these things and more. And you're very good at it, and I must admit,
thank you very much.
One of your performances last year, as you know, I think I told you the other day, made me laugh harder than I had all year and did since. And I was still laughing at you when you came off. So there's a good recommendation for you.
Laughing at being the key term there.
But that's what comics want. We want to be laughed at. So, what made you? I'm going to start the interview right now. What made you vain enough to think you could make people laugh?
Oddly, I was one of those people where people would say, "Oh, you should try stand-up," and then I thought I would do it and do it badly, to then sort of be like, tell those people that they were really wrong. So that was sort of like the catalyst, I guess, was I was annoyed at people saying that to me all the time.
And was there a defining moment? Can you think of a defining moment where you thought, you know what, I should do this, I should really do this?
The second to last time someone said that to me, I thought, the next person that says it, I'm going to have a go to show them. And that sort of planted the seed, I guess.
That's fantastic. I'm going to have more questions for Carl after this next song. Here is Sigma and Rita Ora with Coming Home. Sigma and Rita Ora there, Coming Home. I feel like I've come home today. I'm here in the studio, but it's not. It's very unfamiliar today because that's a good link, isn't it? It's very unfamiliar today because I have a guest in. Tell us, Carl, about the comedy night that you run.
So I run a night called Contains Mild Peril Comedy. It's Ipswich's longest running alternative comedy night. It runs the first Wednesday of every month. It works on a pay what you want basis as well. So if you're skin or money's tight or you hate the night and don't want to give me any money, you don't have to. Or you can book tickets online or put money in the bucket at the end. The next one is Wednesday the 6th of March, where I have got Ed Axel headlining. Have you ever seen Ed Axel, Kerry?
No, I haven't. No,
he's amazing.
Okay.
I feel like him. He sort of does.
You have somebody with a bag on their head as well.
I do have a man with a bag on his head as well, which is I think that's self-explanatory, really. He's been doing a lot of stuff with Timmy Pippins as well.
Oh, really Timmy Pippins.
Good old Timmy. Ed Axel's sort of like you know when Les Dawson plays the piano wrong.
Yeah.
Sort of imagine that, but if it's stand-up comedy.
Awesome.
Ed Axel's
so fantastic.
It's amazing.
And that's next Wednesday?
Wednesday,
this Wednesday or next Wednesday?
So that's not next Wednesday or next Wednesday. So it's not tomorrow. It's not.
We're getting on Wednesdays confused
It's not the
here.
Wednesday after. It's the Wednesday after that.
That sounds
three
amazing.
Wednesdays away. Yeah.
That sounds fantastic.
And that's in St Jude's Brewery Tavern as well.
That's not far from Colchester, so I am supposed to promote Colchester events, but obviously, you know, we all have, well, not all of us, but we have means of transport.
I'll give you. I can give people a lift. I have room in my car.
There's an offer
so
for
if
you.
people want to lift, they can. It's fine.
Just invite the whole of Colchester.
Sometimes there's a convoy. Yeah.
The whole of Colchester in your car.
Yeah, I'll have to rent a clown car for it, but that should be fine.
Get a sidecar and a cart.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be all right.
I'm going to be talking to Carl on Colne Radio, 106.6 FM, and online at colneradio.com for the whole of this morning until 12 o'clock on the Odd Sock Guide too. But right now I'm going to play Kaja Goo Goo. Ooh, to be ah. Oh, that was Thompson Twins. Oh, I can't get my words out. That was a bit of alliteration problem there. Thompson Twins with Doctor. My name's Kerry Souter. I'm here until 12 o'clock with the Odd Sock Guide 2 on Colne Radio 106.6 FM. In case you're wondering how the traffic's doing in Colchester today, there is queuing traffic on Cowdray Avenue. Travel time is currently 7 minutes. There's slow traffic on Cowdray. Oh, that's the same thing. Slow. So that means there's slow traffic on Cowdray Avenue. I do apologise. There's very slow traffic on St Andrews Avenue. And Klingo Hill is busy but moving. So there's a lot of traffic basically out there. That's what I've got to say about that. I'm doing a gig this coming Saturday. It's part of Brightlingsea Winterfest, and it's for the Funny Farm, or the Funny Farm go to Brightlingsea for the Winterfest. It's at the Rosebud Pub and Seafood Restaurant in Brightlingsea. And how many more times am I going to say the word Brightlingsea? It's going to be a fantastic evening. It's me and Don, my bonsai tree. We're doing our double act, and there's lots of other great people performing there that evening, including, it was supposed to be you, wasn't it, Carl?
Yeah, I got my times wrong and stupidly thought that it was after this, so I thought we'd do this and then rush off, but I'm in Taunton visiting family.
So you're apologising. You're apologising live to Hazel.
Yeah, this is my official sort of Bill Clinton apology to the nation. Really.
Well, luckily, some people stepped in, I think, and covered you.
Yeah,
and,
I think better comedians are doing it. So it's definitely worth going to. There's some amazing people on there. Is Ali Warwood doing it?
Yes, Ali Warwood,
Excellent.
Joe Fletcher Cross, Ali Bell, Alex Frymiller, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, Josh James, and myself. And if there's I think Lee is doing it as well.
Lee Ashcroft.
Yes, is doing it. And I'm sure he's doing it. And it's going to be a fantastic evening. So that's Wivenhoe Funny Farm goes to Brightlingsea Winterfest this Saturday. It starts at 6:30. Make sure you get there.
It's good seafood there as well.
Good seafood as well, apparently. But we're not there for that. We're there for the comedy, aren't we?
You could have some prawns then.
Well, you're not. I'm there for the comedy. And so, if you just tuned in, I have Carl here. He's my first ever guest. And so I better ask him a question because, he's here for an interview as such. So, Carl, how long have you been performing live comedy?
I think from about 2015, sort of on and off. I think I did Hazel's course, and then she put
That's
on a
Hazel
gig.
Humphreys, by the way.
Yeah,
resident of Wivenhoe, where we are situated.
We are. Oddly, used the same toilet I used to use when I did the Hazel's course as well.
Thanks
So
for
it's
saying
nice
the
to
word
be
toilet
on
my
local.
show.
It's big fat memories. So yeah, it's nice to be oddly on home turf, I guess.
So it was 2015 that I think I met you actually, and obviously we gigged at similar things. We gigged at Castle Park, didn't we?
We did.
We did a gig at Castle Park.
Yeah, I think
nobody could hear us. That was fantastic.
Yeah, you would have been at my first one that night. Hazel did at the cricket club, I guess.
Yeah.
And then that summer, then that would have been my second gig, I think. So
that was lounging on the lawn, I think, in Colchester Castle Park, and then you went on to come second in Colchester New Comedian of the Year, I do believe. Is that true?
That is true. Yeah.
Well, the amazing thing about this is that I too came second in Colchester New Comedian of the Year, but on a different year. So we're buddies there. We both come second. We were both gutted. And,
I think like second is
it's
the
up
best,
there. It's
the
still
best,
a good.
really, isn't it? That's where I plateaued. I think that was my career.
Oh, I don't know. You've brought your Cornet in this morning. There might be a plateau coming very soon.
Yeah. I'm not sure plateau would be the word, but
Carl is going to play the Cornet for us later, and I'll tell you a bit more about that after this next song. This is Elton John with Something About the Way You Look Tonight with your Cornet. Clean band featuring Marina and Louis Fonsi. I honestly don't... Oh, Sammy Porter. That was a Sammy Porter baby. Sammy Porter. I know Sammy Porter. That's very odd. He went to Essex University as well. He was there at the same time as I was. So shout out to Sammy Porter there. He's doing very well for himself. In fact, he's on my playlist. He's produced a song that's on my playlist there. Very good. Big up the Sammy Porter. Let's big up Carl Denham right now. That's what we're doing. That's why he's here. He's just given me a personal and private rendition of his cornet playing, which I've only just stopped applauding. And it was fantastic. More on Carl's cornet playing later. I think I'm going to give Carl about 30 seconds to do a concerto for us here live on Colne Radio, which will be fantastic, won't it? If you've just tuned in, this is Kerry Souter. I'm here until 12 with the Odd Sock Guide 2 here on Colne Radio 106.6 FM and online at colneradio.com. If you would like to email me, it's studio@colneradio.com. Back to you, Carl. I'm sorry, I do apologize. I've been laughing so much because there's two comics in the studio today, so it's going to end up with tears of laughter, really. You've been to Edinburgh during August, which is obviously the festival season, Carl. Did those experiences change you as a comic?
Yeah, I think so I went up with the Unmistakable Scent of Leopard, or USOL, which are four guys. That consists of Tom Barrett, Liam Sullivan, Rob Saunders and James Sarrick. And in my brain, I'm like their fifth Beatle.
Oh, that's excellent.
But in reality, I'm more like their supply teacher. If one of them can't make something or anything like that, I'll sort of hop
But that's a
in to
good
help
thing
out.
to be, because the USOL guys, I've seen them and I absolutely wet myself laughing at them. I absolutely adore them. And so to be the fifth Beatle or the supply teacher of that group is a great thing.
As individual stand-ups, they're amazing, but they sort of form like Voltron to make the Hyperbole.
They do.
That is something else, yeah.
And you actually went and performed in Edinburgh with them.
Yeah, so I helped them out doing the Hyperbole. And what was quite nice what I think is lovely about the Fringe is initially I thought it was awful that I'd have to do the same thing every night, but what's lovely with Fringe is doing the same show every night. It just allows you to get better quicker, which is great, and that's sort of my individual stuff sort of evolved quite massively in the sense that I don't even do stand-up as a human.
Oh, you're talking about a bear.
A bear, yeah.
A bear is, let us say, your alter ego, is he not?
It's the Hulk to my I
think we'll talk about a bear.
Pure id, I think.
We'll talk about a bear who I've also seen and is fantastic. We'll talk about a bear after this next song, which is Odyssey and it's Going Back to My Roots. That's Odyssey, Going Back to Their Roots there. We would just before that song, Carl and I were talking about the USOL guys. That's the Unmistakable Scent of Leopard gang, I suppose you could call them, couldn't you? And they actually, or some of them, run comedy night at the Three Wise Monkeys, and that's actually happening on February the 28th. It's can hear myself saying there. That's my pausing moment. It's at the Three Wise Monkeys. I'm just blown away by Carl's cornet playing. It's just thrown me right off my. Anyway, it's Damien Kingsley will be there at the Three Wise Monkeys on the 28th of February. It starts at 8:30, goes on till about 11. Damien Kingsley and Steph Wilderspin, and there's more to be confirmed. And the best thing about it is free. So free laughs, that's what we like. I'm having a lot of laughs this morning in the studio with Mr. Carl Denham, local comic promoter and compere. And just before Odyssey played, we were talking about your alter ego, a bear.
Yeah.
So could you expand on a bear? Obviously, it's a bear started in Edinburgh. Am I right in thinking that?
It's weird. It felt like a sort of loads of things sort of locked together. So I'm doing a lot of expression with my hands as well, which is good for radio.
No, not really.
So yeah, a bear. I had a bear costume left over from a short film I made at uni. So I thought it'd be funny to start hosting nights as a bear, where I'd just wear that, I'd talk like I am, but I'd pretend to be a bear. So I'd compare from the perspective of a bear, so I'd ask people questions, but I'd be interested in things like foraging and smacking salmon out of rivers and hibernating and stuff like that. And then in Edinburgh, it made sense to do a bear competing in the Hyper Bowl, but then just a series of sort of ridiculous events meant that it evolved into something quite different.
Yes,
and sort
it
of
did. I mean,
gestates where it is now.
I've seen a bear once, and I've never laughed so much in my whole life. I was actually crying with tears because what you do is you literally perform as a bear with no decipherable words, and you got up on tables, basically. You got up climbed across tables, and it was very disruptive. But that is what would happen, as if a real bear had entered the building. That's your kind of...
My kind of mindset is it's as if a bear was trying to do stand-up comedy and all the pitfalls that a bear would face trying to do it. So
it's from my perspective, it was amazing. But the way that it evolved from your perspective is just outstanding. I have to keep talking. We have to keep talking for 1 whole minute now.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you: do you have any aspirations for the bear?
I would be curious to try it in front of a load of people that English isn't their first language.
Right, so take a bear abroad.
Yeah, because you use no words in your set, it sort of eliminates a language barrier, so you'd only have a cultural thing to overcome.
And your other aspiration for the future, I heard, was to do 5 minutes of playing the cornet, which you've been playing the cornet for all of about 15 seconds, haven't you, in your life? So
yeah, I think realistically maybe an hour in total. And I've owned a cornet for about 10 years.
And you think that... So you brought your cornet in today, and what I'm going to be doing after the news is we're going to be having a concerto with Carl and his cornet. Lots of alliteration there. But here's Jack Savaretti. Oh, I love it when they give me names I can't pronounce. With Candlelight. Okay, that's George Ezra, just still going a bit there. George Ezra with Shotgun there. If you've just joined us, this is Kerry Souter. I'm here until 12 with the Odd Sock Guide 2 on Colne Radio, 106.6 FM and online at colneradio.com. If you want to email me, the email is studio@colneradio.com. If you have been listening, then you know that I'm here with Carl Denham.
All right.
All right, local comic. He's already said the word toilet on air, so I'm not very happy about that. But he is going to be playing the cornet shortly. He'll be doing that after the next song. So, Carl, you also are involved in something called Unfamiliars. Could you tell me about that, please?
Yeah, so the Unfamiliars is ran by me and local artist Gemma Abbott, and it's a night that's based normally around a loose theme of some kind. So the next one coming up is themed on wonder, and we take submissions we're completely open to. So if you've got an idea or anything you want to do that's loosely around that, go for it. It doesn't have to be comedy, it doesn't have to be art. We've got I think...
Where do you send the submissions to?
There is a website and an email address. The best thing to do is probably search Unfamiliars on Facebook or Twitter.
Okay, because you don't know that off the top of your head, evidently.
I think the website's something like unfamiliars.wordpress.com
or
something. But yeah, if you search Unfamiliars on Facebook, that's probably the best way to find it.
And I will post a link for this on the Odd Sock Guide 2 page.
You've done some stuff for it?
I have indeed. I did on failure. Me and Don did the one that was themed on failure. That was interesting. That was very interesting.
I liked it. I lost my mind a little bit comparing that one though.
Oh, did you?
Sort of walking around on the chairs.
It was the ghost in the Red Lion Hotel. That freaked me out. Well. That ghost, and there's a mirrored woman or something in the bar in the Red Lion Hotel, because that's where we did it. Anyway, any other? Do you have an event coming up?
Oh yeah, so the
on Wonder. When is that?
It takes place in a different location every month, and it's there's normally a zine as well that ties in with that as well that you can get at the Minories shop, or just ask us and we'll.
So when is the one on Wonder? That's
22nd of March. So Friday, 22nd of March at the Minories, at 7:30.
That's
so
fantastic.
We'll have a curated event themed around on Wonder, and it's part of a exhibition Gemma's put together as well, so the whole art there and that event is themed.
So it's a whole event, it's art followed by the Unfamiliar.
Yeah, so there's a gallery, and then that's our sort of big event at the end of the
That sounds amazing.
Which is nice.
Absolutely amazing. Do you have anything else in the pipeline?
There's also if anyone wants to see me be a bear, the next time I'm doing it is Tuesday 12th of March at Last Poet Standing, which is a poetry night in Norwich.
Right.
So that should be interesting. That should be a lot of fun. But in Colchester, Thursday 14th of March at the Harrison Hall coffee shop in Highwoods. It's in the Tesco. It's in the Tesco.
It's in the Tesco.
There's a new material comedy night starting there, which currently has, I think, Joe Fletcher Cross is on the bill. Most, if not all, the Unmistakable Centre Leopard guys. I'm hosting, and it's been organised by Steph Wilderspin.
That sounds amazing. Again, another good event you should go to. And what date was that?
Thursday, 14th of March, and that should hopefully, if that goes well, it'll become a regular thing as well. And that's another free entry event as well.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I think. No, you get tickets from the place or turn up. It's fine. Just come along. If you said...
Just loiter around Tesco's on that date.
If you say, Carl, when he was on the radio, told me it was free, I will make sure you get it.
Okay, then.
Apologise.
That's great. After this next song, which is the Supremes, Where Did Our Love Go? Carl is going to be doing us a bit of a concerto, a 30-second concerto. It's a piece of work that he's wanted to perform live but has not up until now not done, so we've got a rare exclusive of Carl playing the cornet after the Supremes. There's the Supremes, Where Did Our Love Go, indeed. I've been building this moment up all morning. This is Carl Denham playing a piece of only a small section of Jean-Baptiste Arban's Carnival of Venice. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for that, Carl.
It's okay. Just like Dizzy Giuseppe was here. It's a difficult piece, that. It takes a lot of effort to do the sort of double tonguing exercise on it.
Does it?
Yeah, it's years of practice. Can I formally apologise to a chap called Kenvin Evans, who was my old former boss, who was a professional cornet player?
Yes, you can indeed.
Yeah, sorry, Kenvin. Not that he taught me or anything. No, I'm not going to say he didn't do that.
He didn't teach you that then?
No, I'm very much like self-taught as a cornet player.
I think you just shattered the windows in the studio here with that one. Anyway,
shattered them with raw talent.
You did indeed. Here's Sam Smith, Dancing with a Stranger. Oh, you heard Billy Joel there, A River of Dreams. If you've been tuned in, you've also listened to Carl playing the cornet, which was fantastically amazing. I thought it was funny.
You're welcome.
I know, it was just really good. Who are your favourite comedians, Carl? I just asked Carl this in the song, and yeah, and it's actually that when people ask me that as a comic, I hate that question personally. I hate it because it makes me feel like I have to then name somebody, and then but I'm just influenced by comedy as a whole, I think, and I don't actually have a particular favourite. So I'll throw the question over to you.
I sort of do what you do when someone asks you, is you freeze and then you sort of panic scramble and just start sort of naming any comedians you can think of, which isn't always great. But I do like loads of people, and I know that sounds like a cop-out, but I do, and I think I tend to only see stand-up live now as well. So the people I book for my night, I genuinely love and think are amazing. Like you've done my night, Kerry.
I have indeed. Thank you very much for that.
No, it's amazing.
Up there.
So yeah, I tend to book people I've seen that I think are great, and I like seeing them.
It's quite elitist of you there. I only see live comedy these days,
well, no,
as opposed to watching it on a DVD or streaming it or
not that there's anything wrong with that or anything at all, but I end up being so busy or tired, I feel like I'm doing people a disservice watching their comedy shows while I'm falling asleep. Who
I've been watching this week, I've been watching or re-watching the sitcom Dinner Ladies. Victoria Wood and Julie Walters are obviously in, and in fact the whole cast of that is just fantastic.
Nice.
But if I had to, Victoria Wood is definitely up there for me. as a favourite and being a huge influence on me. And Julie Walters is just, I mean, although she's not a stand-up comic as such, her comic acting and her comic timing is just out of this. She is just amazing. And the way that she always plays with, or has over the last few years, played women that are a lot older than her and done it to such great I can't think of the word, but she's just amazing. And that's what I've been watching a lot of Dinner Ladies, and really kind of admiring the not only the writing, which is obviously written by Victoria Wood as well, but the timing of everything is just, you can see that she's prepped them all beforehand, and this is how it's going to go, and this is how it's going to go, and this is how it's going to do, and that's what's funny. And I think somebody that knows their stuff to that extent is always, in my book, worth being influenced by somebody who's as thorough as Victoria Wood was. What do you think?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I agree with you completely. No, she's amazing. I need to tuck into watching sort of more sort of comedy shows and things like that. I watch a lot of cartoons.
But that's your interest in, and you're a multifaceted guy, obviously.
Yeah.
Not only do you play the cornet, you
watch cartoons. Yeah, what a treat.
You are a multifaceted guy. I'm going to play the Beatles now. I'll Get You. That was T'Pau with China in Your Hand. Oh, I thought the next song was going to cut in then. No, it hasn't. I'm still here with Carl Denham. We're here until 12. What has happened? What have you missed if you've only just tuned in to Colne Radio 106.6 FM? Or what has happened is we've talked about Carl's rise from being a comic in 2015, but you hit the big time when you came second in Colchester.
Yeah,
comedian.
I think at that time people were like, "Wow, that was your 7th gig, amazing!" And now I do a gig, and they're like, "Have you been doing this for about 3 years?" Yeah, seems about right.
Yeah, but it's good, isn't it? I've been a comic doing stand-up comedy for 10 years, and it is. I love it, and you love it, and so you are on Twitter, aren't you?
Yeah,
People are interested in tweeting you.
If you care, I am at LL Cool Mage on Twitter. I quite like Twitter. I tend to use it to sort of just have quite fun stuff.
I'm not on Twitter. I have tried. I've tried to be on Twitter. I opened an account, and then I just said to you while that last song, while T'Pau was playing, that it was just too fast for me, and I think obviously, but that's just my own personal opinion. I obviously want to use too many words, and then you are restricted in your characters with it's 140 or something, isn't it? But you like Twitter.
Yeah, I do think there's a huge problem with it that it's used so often in things like the news and stuff like that. When instead of a news, it's good if it's these people are using Twitter to get out a story that's happening in an event where that's not being reported on properly. That's really good.
Hashtagging.
And stuff like that.
Hashtagging is a good thing. It links, it groups it all together, doesn't it?
But I think when it's you watch the news and it's just like, oh, this person said this on Twitter, and it's like, well, that's not news. That's not a thing. But I just get drunk and live tweet Bake Off.
Oh, okay.
That's what I tend to use it for.
I must admit, the last series of Bake Off, I suddenly developed a crush on Noel Fielding, which I hadn't had before.
Yeah.
Yes, hadn't had it. I think it was the Elvis thing that did it. Not that I have a crush on Elvis, but I don't know what happened. Whether he'd matured to such a point, this Noel Fielding, that I just suddenly went, oh yes. And whereas when he was in Mighty Boosh, when him and Julian Barrett were doing Mighty Boosh, it was Julian Barrett that I had a strong attraction to. But I think, but yeah, Noel Fielding. I don't know why I'm discussing this, but I just it's because you mentioned Bake Off and my lights went on. That's what it is. So you live tweet during Bake Off?
Yeah.
You do have a Sue Perkins obsession as well.
I do. Yeah. Well, last year I refused to tweet because she wasn't doing it anymore. So I was tweeting from a different dimension where the Bake Off was still on the BBC. But there was a lot of sort of cosmic horror stuff going on. The tent was set somewhere in the Arctic, I think it was on sort of like ice and stuff like that. Yeah, so for a while I refused to sort of bow down, but
you gave in.
Yeah.
But Noel is good. him and Sandy do.
Yeah.
And the shirts that they wear on that thing, sometimes it's just like all four of them are wearing the most hideous shirts that I've ever seen. But somehow it works.
Yeah, I like it. I like the. I just like seeing nice cakes as well. It's
Nice
a
cakes,
treat.
yeah. Now I'm going to play Pulp, Disco 2000. Oh, that was a classic, wasn't it? That was Pulp with Disco 2000. The time is coming up to, well, it is 11:45, and obviously I finish at 12, and Carl finishes as well with me, because I've had Carl Denham in the studio all morning, and I just wanted to say thank you to Carl for coming in. We've covered just about everything, to the point where I think I've actually run out of things to say. Is there anything you wanted to talk about that I haven't mentioned or brought?
If I'm allowed to say my whole night's lineup again. So Wednesday, 6th of March, contains Mild Peril comedy, or since we're on about social media, I sort of hashtag everything with CMP, which is Charlie, Mother, Papa, to use the phonetic.
It stands for Contains Mild Peril.
Yeah. I've got Ed Axel headlining, who's amazing in terms of, we were talking about favourite comedians earlier. Ed Axel's a bit of a hero of mine, and Jimmy Carr really likes him as well.
Oh, okay.
I've got Janet Garner, who's incredible. She's Southend based. Have you ever seen Janet do stand up?
No.
She's really funny. She's amazing. She's like proper filthy as well, which is good. So if you liked the fact that I said the word toilet earlier, you can enjoy that. A man with a bag on his head is self-explanatory, but that's to be
Well,
seen,
it isn't
it?
actually, to people that are not
I suppose,
not comics like ourselves and are used to seeing some strange and wonderful things.
Yeah.
A man with a bag on his head literally is a man with a bag on his head. Performing comedy.
Incredible. And then I apologise in advance because I'm pretty sure I'm going to say her name wrong, but Leslie Ewing-burgesse as well. She's wonderful. Her I'm gutted I didn't see her show in Edinburgh last year, where it was all set around as if she was your imaginary friend, which is very cool. Yeah, she does.
She sounds like my kind of girl.
Great. Yeah, no, she's amazing. So that should be a really nice one. You can turn up, but I'd recommend going on Eventbrite, typing in CMP, and booking yourself some tickets to guarantee a seat, because it's a small room and it sells out pretty quick. So
well, there you go. That's a great recommendation for a night out there. I'm going to be playing Oliver Heldens featuring no, I can't even pronounce that. Fire in My Soul. Oh, there's a fire in my soul. There certainly is. There has been a fire in my soul today, because we've had the wonderful Carl Denham in. If you stay tuned to Colne Radio, because obviously I'm finishing at 12, you will have Tuesday Afternoon Jukebox with Phil Grace at 3, Drive Time with Kevin Mulhern at 4, Anything Goes with Nigel at 6, and Tuesday at 7 with Tony. And there's various other ones. Just go to the Colne Radio website, which is colneradio.com. And you can click on all the different parts, the schedule. You can find the schedule. You can find out all about the volunteers, including myself. And you could just get involved with Colne Radio. Now I'm going to play Ultra Nate, My Kind of Medicine. Oh, Ultra Nate there. It's a new kind of medicine. That was from the 90s. That was kind of my era as such. Although this is my era as well. I think I'm rejuvenating myself like Madonna every decade. What are you laughing about? Carl has been here all morning. I hope you've tuned in, but it is time for us to say goodbye now. So thank you very much, Carl, for coming in.
Thank you very much.
And being the Snoop Dogg to my Ollie Murs.
I've actually showed up as well on Snoop Dogg and Ollie Murs' video. So
well, yeah, you're actually featuring
I'm
properly.
better than Snoop Dogg.
Well, because he's not in his video, so he wasn't actually featuring. That's what Carl's saying. Anyway, stay tuned to Colne Radio. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Carl.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye to all of you. And here is Tina Moore with Never Gonna Let You Go.